So the Los Angeles Chargers are in a position to make final decisions on building their roster before entering into the free agency and the draft. With Justin Herbert at the quarterback position, they are all set. However, they need more weapons to utilize Herbert's skill set. And to get to that point, they have made a move, signing a sleeper wide receiver. Now, before you dismiss this as a minor transaction, let's break it down and see why this could be something worth watching and what other options could work. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. First, let's set the stage. The Chargers have around $63 million in cap space, the fifth most in the NFL. That's a solid position to be in. With that much flexibility, they're obviously going to go after a wide receiver, either through free agency or the draft. It's a must to compete in an AFC stacked with elite quarterbacks. That's just the reality. Now, let's talk about this signing. The Chargers have signed Dez Fitzpatrick to a futures deal. And before you tune out, let's be clear. This isn't a move that's going to single-handedly lead the team to a Super Bowl. But out of all the players signed to futures deals, Fitzpatrick stands out a bit. These types of deals usually go to rookies, undrafted players, or guys who have bounced around the league. Fitzpatrick was actually drafted by the Titans and has spent time with both Tennessee and Pittsburgh. So he has some NFL experience, even if it's limited. That alone makes him an interesting piece to keep an eye on. Now, let's dive into the athletic side of things. His relative athletic score is 8.82 out of 10. That's impressive. To put it into perspective, that ranks him 297th out of roughly 2,500 wide receivers over the past 30 years. If his three-cone drill had been better, his score would be even higher. So he's got athleticism, he's played football at a high level, maybe not extensively in the NFL, but he has experience. That's worth something. This move also gives the Chargers flexibility. It could allow them to move on to other receivers who may not fit the long-term plan. It's not about replacing a top target, but about adding depth and competition. Fitzpatrick might not be a game changer, but he's the kind of player you take a flyer on to see if there's potential. Going back to his past, he showed flashes of talent at the Senior Bowl a few years ago. And while you can't judge a player off one route or one play, the point is he has some traits that could translate. This isn't about overselling him, just recognizing that he's an option that shouldn't be completely overlooked. Looking at the big picture, the Chargers have multiple ways to improve the wide receiver room. Free agency, the draft, and now this under-the-radar signing all play a role. And with a front office that has been making solid decisions, there's every reason to believe they'll build a strong supporting cast around Herbert. The best part is they can make all these moves while keeping their cap situation under control. Even before addressing players like Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack, their dead cap situation is in great shape. Compare that to teams like the Raiders, who are dealing with $40 to $50 million in dead cap. The Chargers are operating from a position of strength. Meanwhile, Lad McConkey had a big year and fits well in this offense, and Quentin Johnston continues to develop. But Josh Palmer is a free agent, so the question is whether they bring him back. To further strengthen the offense, the Chargers may consider picking a veteran wide receiver like Davante Adams. During an appearance on SportsCenter, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler revealed that the Jets will probably release the star wide receiver and noted that Adams seems open to joining a West Coast team, potentially the Chargers. At 32, Adams may not be at his peak, but he still put up solid numbers last season, hauling in 85 catches for 1,063 yards and 8 touchdowns in 14 games with the Raiders and Jets. The Fresno State alum would be a great addition alongside Lad McConkey and a clear upgrade over Quentin Johnston and Dez Fitzpatrick. We'll see if the Chargers are able to connect with Adams. As we look ahead, this offseason is shaping up to be an exciting one. Wide receiver, running back, tight end. There are plenty of areas where the team can add talent. But with smart moves like the signing of Dez, they're setting themselves up to build a well-rounded roster. So while this signing won't grab headlines, it's the kind of move that adds depth and could pay off down the road. And when the draft rolls around, there are plenty of intriguing names around that 22nd pick. Whether it's a top-tier wide receiver or a strong interior lineman, the Chargers are in a great position to keep improving. This is going to be a fun offseason to watch. So what do you think, guys? How are the Chargers going to handle this wide receiver need in this offseason? And will Dez Fitzpatrick make an impact on the team? Share your thoughts in the comment section.